on this nice and sunny Wednesday morning. Just for to chit out and come on for a minute. See how everybody's doing. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. Just taking in the day. Trying to change up some old habits in life. Starting with cutting out some pop out of my life, like sodas out of my life. So I figured I'd try that. Maybe I might try to actually run games more. I don't know. We'll see. Baby steps. Baby steps. I don't know. I'm a creature of habit, and I don't normally change my habits. So it's kind of new. I recently just purchased a fairly used copy of the first edition Dungeons Masters Guide. I'm like, I didn't think I was going to, but I think I decided to pull the trigger. I'm like, I like AD&D, but I wasn't like dying for AD&D, but I realized the value of the DMG. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in it, even though it is kind of high Gaxian, but that's all right. And then opportunity arose, and I actually found a player's handbook, and I'm like, no, you know what? I'll get that too. So now I'm 2/3 of the way of a core set for first edition AD&D. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. Trying to see where this goes. So, yeah. Well, that's what we're doing. Hi there, Heroes and Homebrew. How are you doing, buddy? So, yeah, small steps in life. So I was like, I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to cut out sodas now. I need to cut out this, but you know, like I said, one thing at a time. I'm not done with my vices, but I think I'm realizing that maybe I just need to just start bucking up and actually run games more. If I should. You're going, yeah, you're going down the rabbit hole next. You'll be hunting down the field. I probably could have got there's a good chance I could have got one without the Cthulhu stuff in it, though. That's always the hardest one. It seems like I can get the one without the Cthulhu. I usually could say Cthulhu well, but not, I don't know. But yeah, I was kind of bummed out. I didn't realize the guy I got the Dungeon Master's Guide was. He also had selling his monster manual too, and I'm like, oh shoot, I should have got that, and then I just would have been complete and done. Now it's debating if I want to start collecting. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the originals up on like the Facebook groups for bid, like for Fiend Folio with the Cthulhu stuff, but it usually goes pretty fast, and it usually goes for a pretty penny. So those bids usually go up pretty high, and I'm just like, I'm stepping back. If I never get one, that's okay. You know, I can live with that. Me personally, I'm kind of always had like this thing about at least collecting each version of D&D at its core. So I'm working on AD&D. I think I'll probably work on second edition, third edition. I'll probably get fourth edition too, just for schnitz and giggles. And I already have fifth edition. I mean, I have a rule cyclopedia, and I feel like trying to get like BECMI could be possible as far as getting all the books at least. So am I going to run AD&D? I don't know, Tristan. I don't know, buddy, if I'm going to run AD&D or not. I might. Maybe just for like you and me and whoever else. I'll keep I don't know. I don't know if I can convince my kids to do it. They don't like that old. They don't like old stuff. Hi, Paulina. How are you? Isn't it kind of late for you there? Is it a late day? Was it Thursday there? The Magical Flying Cow. That is your username. Okay. I was like, it didn't quite match up with your Discord one, so. Oh, 7:30 p.m. Okay. All right. Well, that's not late then. Okay. So you're only like 12-hour difference then. Okay. That's like 500 hours ahead of us. Yeah. They're in a whole different century right now. Yeah, that's fine. I do that too. I haven't probably about like I have another YouTube account, but it's just mostly just my personal watch stuff, listen to music stuff. This is one I just talk to people and shoot the shit. Here's in the future. Well, yeah, I used to have another one on here from Australia used to show up, and he was like, what, 15 hours? 14 or 15 hours ahead, so it'd be like, oh no, yeah, I think I swear it was almost like 10 o'clock when I'd be doing this at this time of day, and it'd be 10 o'clock at night for him in the land down under. Oh, of course you did. I don't know where you find time to do this. Tristan, you're driving me nuts. I was like, I barely get time to go to the bathroom without somebody knocking on the door. Well, if I'm doing Morkborg, I'm looking at the bare bones one that I shared. I mean, at least that's doable for me. I tell you, don't have kids, but kids are wonderful. Don't let them tell you that they're not. Here, I'll come up there a little bit. You read before bed and with your morning coffee. So you have your morning coffee before bed? Is that how you do it? God knows, if I had coffee, I'd fall asleep. I could drink a pot of coffee and still fall asleep. That's the byproduct of ADHD. It's like caffeine doesn't work. Actually, it does a reverse effect. You don't sleep. Yeah, whatever. Well, you know what? I've seen you, so I probably could believe that. You look like you're always tired. I could believe that. A man walked into a tavern who looked like he was ready to fall asleep in his bowl of porridge. You hate coffee. That's fine. Hey, I'm not gonna judge you too much for hating coffee. Too much shakes. Yeah, I have to go to extreme amount for caffeine to get the shakes. I took a stack or two once, and I was like sweating bullets. Actually, you know what? It's like if I drink a lot of coffee, I'm actually pretty steady-handed. I could shoot the gnat off a fly's ass. I wish I was full energy. 2 cups a day now. I drink 2 cups on my way to work. 2 cups a day. That's weak. You need to bring up your game, son. Well, I have yet to begun to defile myself. While Johnny Ringo, how I hate you. Would you like to play a game, Johnny? And then I'm eating my chocolate-covered peanuts. They're yummy. I'll sometimes pound a monster. Isn't that what we do in D&D? Yeah. What's funny is I know like that's what everybody hears, but that's actually not the right term. Because when he said that line, he has such a southern twang. Yeah, it was supposed to be hucklebearer. And the term hucklebearer is you know, you're carrying the casket. But it sounded like he said, Huckleberry. Huckleberry. You ready? Well, I'm getting ready to go to work here in a little bit. I just kind of do this every now and then. But yeah, I just do this just to keep my channel somewhat active and talk shit live from my piece of shit truck. It's holding on by a prayer and chicken wire. Live from the road, and you can hear the sirens probably in the background. We have a pretty active fire department here in this little town. It's amazing. I was like, it's weird. Unlike some people, I haven't done anything in ages. I haven't done anything in ages either. You get your dinky moped. Dinky moped is like what I call for just an afternoon ride. But yeah, we stayed with somebody in Florida, in Key West, and she drives them. She usually drives a moped quite a bit. She doesn't drive her car normally. Yeah. So, and I was like, it's a little bigger than what I think she could drive. And she got in an accident on it, but it didn't get damaged or anything. She messed up her arm pretty good. But yeah, I was like, I haven't driven a moped in ages. That makes me sound old when I say ages. Oh, man. No, Pauline, I was just talking about I acquired a couple of first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragon books here this week, and so I'm now like 2/3 of the way from a core set. So I think when I get the monster manual for the set, I'll probably work on second edition. It took a couple weeks. Oh, well, yeah. Key West, I think it takes you about 3 hours. I think it's only like 2.5 miles big for Key West, which is fun. I've never been that far south and ever, so apparently going to Key West was the most extreme south that I've ever been. And here in the United States, I've never left the country though. Yeah, that is kind of my goal. I think I'm hoping that I can. Yeah, I'll start collecting. I know, like, as time goes on, like, the trying to get, like, original books is going to be harder. Because, everything kind of degrades over time. So, I know I'll probably never get, like, the original D&D books, like, 0 edition books. But we could try. It's a life goal. I got probably a good 25, 30 years left in me. Gotta catch them all. I like Pokemon. So, yeah. That is a possibility. No, I really don't. Because I don't really have a nice place. I have a place. I need a bigger shelf, for one. And I have a crazy cat that likes to just get everywhere. So, I'd have them displayed out. I have a quilt rack that my grandfather made up on the wall. You got some knick-knacky stuff on it. And, so it's kind of, she knocks things over, so I don't know if I really want to put stuff. I have like Lego sets that I would like to display, but I'm afraid they'll get knocked over. Zero-E will be tough. I saw someone selling reissues on Facebook for like 500. Wow, Jesus, 500. Holy crap. Yeah. I got more than 2 cats, but she's the worst. She's young and she's wild and she's complainy. And she loves you 1 second, hates you the next, kind of deal. Glass case, yeah. Well, I have a case. I have a lot of things that my grandfather had made, and I have a case. And I need to put some new panes of glass in it. And I could probably do that. And I can lock it too. So I think I still have a key somewhere. But it could be, but it seems to be full of random books and old games, board games, and stuff like that. My grandfather was a woodworker in his spare time, but he grew up doing that. Him and his brothers and come from his dad, my great grandfather. I nowhere to hold a candle to their skills. I mean, I could do things, but I think when you do it for years and you're collecting tools and equipment, to woodwork. Like, by the time my grandfather was my age, he had a full shop. He can do whatever. I'm like, no, I don't have that. I probably got a few chisels, a couple hand planes, and some saws, so that's about it. You're just starting to get into whittling? Cool. I actually thought about that, too. I thought about, like, getting into making shillelaghs. Because, my son is such a connoisseur of anything Irish and especially, like, history. So he likes researching, like, family, stuff like that. So I was thought about just making him a shillelagh because he likes those kind of things. I literally had to, like, chase down a guy in a charity auction to buy like nice looking walking sticks because my son was so interested in it. Yeah, it's keeping the knife sharp. That's the problem I have with the hand planes, is like keeping the blades on the hand plane sharp, and that is not a cheap thing to do. Oh my God, there's so many ways to do it. Like, the cheapest way is like just having a good, like, pieces of sandpaper and a good strop. Usually I know whittling knives, it's not as bad. You have a good strop, you can kind of keep them clean and keep them sharp and keep for the edge retention. Yeah. Oh, kiddos. I think I'm probably just gonna get off here. I'm trying to keep it under 20 minutes, and it's already 7:50. Yeah. That, having a good strop and having a good, something to keep you from jamming the knife up in your abdomen, too. And always trying to keep that blade away from you. You need a good walking stick. Well, hey. Yeah. I don't know. You live in Canada. Don't you have, like, a bunch of trees up there? So. Oh, playing Blueprints. You're gonna have to explain that to one on Discord. So, all right. Well, I need to get off here. So y'all have a good day, and I will chat at you guys later. It's a video game. Okay. Well, goodbye. I need to get going. Yes, I know I'm going to work.